Well, I was gifted this turntable back about 8 months ago, and it is a realistic Lab 34. I've done no research on this. I really don't know much about it. I'm going to assume this is mid 70s, so I'm thinking 73 to 76 vintage. And it seems to be in decent shape, other than it's just extremely dusty. Let's kind of tear into it. What I want to do is I want to see if it spins, see what's going on here with the controls. I got a album to sacrifice. I'll give it a shot. Cool. Well, let's plug her in. Okay, before I mount the camera and get started with the testing on here, I want to show you what I've done. Provided this actually mechanically operates, then we're going to see if it makes sound and what that cartridge sounds like. So in order to do that, I just hooked up this really simple tester system here. I didn't want to take this thing in the front room and dismantle my main system and add this in line. So what I'm using is my ever trusty and faithful Art USB Phono Plus. I have two of these, and they're very versatile with what you can do with them. I really like those. And so for the headphone monitor out, because this thing's got a pretty nice little headphone amp in it actually, I'm going hardwire to the auxiliary input of the Anchor speaker here, which is currently my wife's favorite speaker. She thinks this one sounds better than pretty much everything we've had since our JBL Flip 4, which died a very unfortunate death. That being said, we're going to mount up the camera and then check this out. Okay, so we'll just situate this. So what I'm going to do first is, I should have done this before I even plugged it in. The tone arm is locked down, I made sure of that. But I should have checked the bottom here to see what it looked like, you know, if anything was looked out of the ordinary, shorted or anything, and it wasn't. It has an extremely large, long power cord and about a 2.5 foot, maybe 3 foot RCA with about 5 foot of ground there. It's kind of weird. So let's get the Art out of the way and the speaker, and we'll just kind of make that the star of the show. All right. So upon inspection, underneath it looked okay. On the top here, it's got some really deep scratches in here. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to really spend any time on this dust cover unless all this other stuff works. But this would be a fun challenge because there's some pretty deep scratches. So let's unlock the tone arm. That was easy enough. Let's check and make sure there's, you know, the stylus looks straight. All right, let's hit start, see what happens. Yellow. Nothing. Do I need to do anything to it? Oh, look at this. Must have been in the middle of a cycle or something. Okay, now, so now it spins freely. All right, let's put the cue up. Alrighty. Well, let's see what's going on with it. Well, that was interesting. So I turned the camera off and I thought, you know, I'm going to get my ear down here and see if I can hear a motor going. So what happens is voila, it spins. So I'm going to assume that has a loose belt, a very worn belt, or possibly the motor. I probably shouldn't run it yet until I get in there and inspect it, but I don't know how to pop that platter off. Wow, it has resistance too. That, you know, that's stronger than my Pioneer turntable. I can't do that. That's crazy. All right, well, shoot. Let's see if 45 works. You know, I bet you these controls down in here are gummed up. There's 78. Wow. And 33. Oh, it feels like a clutch or something in there. It's going to be fun to pull the bottom off of this. So it goes up in steps. So there's 33. Then click to 45. Then click to 78. But to come down, it just kind of free flows. Simulated wood grained. Nice. Really? Oh, man. All right. Let's see. Let's throw on some Alice. So garage sale album. Totally no big deal. And boy, it's been a long time since I've used one of these. So let's see here. There we go. All right, we got the Art Phono Plus on. Let's just go anywhere here, drop in, get some music. See if we can anyway. Let's see. Okay, that doesn't sound too good. You know what? Maybe I should turn the phono preamp on. Uh-oh. All right, so this is gonna blast us out of the house. Let's drop the cue. It's rising in the sky. Look at that. Wow, that's killer. I know that sounds terrible. Let me adjust the, well, I could adjust the volume all night and it's still not gonna sound good, is it?
Before they're cold.
Yeah, good luck picking that one up, Google algorithm. All right, well, you know what? That's kind of cool. Okay, let me see. Let's try this. Boy, I forgot how to use one of these. Okay, let's try auto. Wow, look at that, it goes back. That is awesome. I'm sure this has not been used in quite a while, but that's pretty impressive. That's really impressive. Let's see here. Wow, I haven't done this in, I don't know, a long time. 40 years. Okay, here we go. That's just carnage to me, but all right, here we go. Let's go auto. Hey, Billy, did you bring the bong, man? Yeah, dude. I don't want to listen to this. Put on the Zeppelin. Copyright strike right there. When I get through making this tape, or this video, I'm going to play that song. All right. Very cool. Let's see. Does it work on all speeds? There you go. That's for you, Alice. I just watched a documentary about this dude here on PBS a couple weeks ago. That was pretty interesting. All right. So yeah, that works. Should I stack 2 records up there? Yes. And we should name this segment "And Fun with Garage Sale Vinyl." All right, I'm DJ Mike, and I'm here to ruin the hits. All right, Alice Cooper. There we go. Right? Okay. Another garage sale find. Don Henley. Oh, perfect for this demonstration. All right, so here we go. Put your bell bottoms on and get out your Michelobs and Perrier, because we're going to spin some tunes here. Let's see. Start. We're going to go into full auto. Fully auto. Oh, that's so cool. I got to take this thing off the mount. This is cool. All right. Oh, this album sucks, dude. Put the other one on. All right. Here comes Don Henley. As the kids would say, I'm bored. All right. Little Joe Walsh there. Holy crap, how heavy is this thing? How heavy is this cartridge? Look at this. Hope the camera gets it. Look at that. Whoa. It's actually a good tone. Wow. What are we set at here? You know what? I'm going to go see if I can find my scale. Well, that tone arm is really pushing down on the stylus, so we're going to have to change all that. But seeing as that it works, yes, I think we're going to continue going forward on this turntable. So in the next video, we're going to go over everything that I have to do to it. Obviously, it's going to need a pretty good deep clean. And we'll take a look at the innards. Okay, so I haven't worked on anything like this in a long time, not since I was probably a teenager. So I went to flip it over, and of course, what I did is I thought if you tighten this screw, it locks it in, and it doesn't. It actually does this. If you unscrew the screw and bring it out, this is like a transport screw, and this is what makes the table so it doesn't bounce around in shipment and in service. And I forgot all about that. So let's see that. There. Now, for the most part, it's pretty much locked down. Now I can flip her over gently. There we go. That sounds a lot better. All right. Now I got 2 screws here and a nice little piece of water board here with printing. Warning, do not remove. By the way, I have unplugged the mains from here, so we have no electricity going to this at all. And the serial number is scratched out. Ooh, maybe I'm working with a hot device. And the inspection label of some kind is off. Okay, so let's take a look inside this puppy. And let's see here. Let's pull the GoPro off the mount. Get down in there and look. So it actually looks pretty dry. And that's probably what saved this thing, actually. And the motor, and I played, oh, that's a little warm. But I played 2 albums on it simultaneously. All right, here's our RCA that hooks up to the platter, so it's direct driven. So I was wrong on that belt in that first video. Let's check this lube here and see what this acts like. That is nice and thin. Great. This doesn't have the Gerard syndrome at all, honestly, and the thing works so smooth. I honestly don't think I'm going to do anything with it. It says back here, it says made in Great Britain, and it is a BSR. I kind of thought it was a Gerard or something, but yeah, it's a BSR. Forgive me, I'm not really a turntable specialist. Anyway, pretty cool. All the gearing looks nice back there. It tracked really well. The tone arm was probably sitting at like 10 grams. Yeah. So I backed that off and sort of set that up. Really, we don't really have to do anything to this. I am not going to play with this at all. I just honestly think that I'll just aggravate anything. So I'm going to put the bottom cover back on. And then because it's so clean inside, we're just going to leave it. It's plenty greased up, I believe. So, yeah, we're in good shape. All right. So I've got the bottom panel back on, and I'm going to leave this transport screw in this position so I can clean it up and just not let that suspension get banged around. I really don't know what this is for. I don't know if this is for like a cleaning brush or anything. Yeah, the counterweight was pushed all the way forward, and I'm about 2/3 of the way back now. And what I did is I just moved this counterweight until I got the tone arm to balance, and then I just set it forward a little bit, and I just guesstimated it at about 1.5 grams or so. But it plays a lot better. Yes, it's more sensitive, and I think maybe somebody that owned this had this so heavy or slid so far forward because maybe that's what was happening, you know. You walk across the floor or something, get the thing bouncing, and obviously to a non-audio person or vinyl person, what better way to stop that or cure that than to just weight that tone arm down as much as possible. So that's my guess. Anyway, it's dusty, but it's a pretty nasty dust. I mean, I've got to really work hard to get down there, so quite a few years of dust. But we're going to start in on this. I'm going to get this top all cleaned up, and then we'll proceed to the cover. Okay, so step one, some awesome citrus cleaner, my weapon of choice, and I just gonna lightly mist it with some awesome citrus cleaner, and then I'm going to use a warm, wet terry cloth rag, and we'll just start with the platter. And I don't know if you can tell in this light, but the cigarette smoke is already coming off of the silver. This is why I like to use this awesome cleaner. This is the best for items that have been in a smoky environment. It just let's see here. Let me take this off and I'll show you. Okay, like right in here. Look at that. And that'll just look brand new. But all that cigarette smoke's coming off of it, so I think this will look pretty nice. Okay, so I'm gonna just continue with this. I'll get my toothbrush out and go in the grooves of the mat there. That should be pretty easy. I'll just park a toothbrush right here and then just spin the platter around a little bit. And we'll finish, and I'll put the camera away here so I can get these parts here. So next shot of this, it should look a little bit better. Okay, I'm just gonna show you guys how to quickly set this up. So if you have one of these Lab 34s or these Lab Series turntables, it's like this is how to do it. So what you do is you take this control here, this is your weight adjustment, and you turn that to 0. Then you take your counterweight back here and you turn that counterweight to where this tone arm floats. Oh, she's still almost floating. And I have the little preamplifier on so you can hear when this thing hits the table here. Listen. Okay, so let's bring her back. What you want to do is you want to get it to set to float pretty level. A little bit more maybe. And the way this, it's not quality construction here. I mean, it's not precise, but this is going to be hard to kind of get this dialed in because it's hard to move and then it jumps a little bit. So let's take her back out just a hair. That looks fairly level. Does that look fairly level? I mean, that's pretty close. Okay, so now that we've got that counterweight adjusted properly, now what I want to do is adjust this. And so I usually start almost every cartridge ever, and have been doing this since I was a kid. I started about 1.5 grams. I mean, when I first started, it was like 2 grams, and I was told it was too heavy, and the professionals that were the old hippie dudes. They're like, no, man, start at 1.5 grams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this to 1.5 grams, but because I'm filming, wait a minute, maybe I can just put the camera there. There we go. All right. Oh, come on. Let's see here if I can get that in the shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go between 1 and 2. And let me put the cue up. And then what I'm going to do, and I don't have my scale with me, I just don't know where I put it. So I'm going to drop the cue and I'm just going to kind of manually feel. And that feels pretty good. So I don't know what the specs are for this, but I'm going to start, when I start playing vinyl on here, if 1.5 grams is too heavy or too light and it skips around, then I'll take it to maybe 2. And then what you do is this kind of a down and dirty thing. So, You got your anti-skate here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to match the anti-skate to my tone arm weight, which will be approximately 1.5. So I'm going to get over here just shy of 2. And if I went to 2.5 grams of weight, then of course I would go between 2 and 3. And you know, the rule of thumb is you want to keep these two pretty close to the same. And that's provided that this turntable is on a level surface, okay? So let me lock this in here real quick, and then we'll take a little tour, because it cleaned up pretty nice. Now, I need to look in the manual and find out what this little compartment is. I'm sure this is just something dumb. It might, you know what? I'll bet it's for the Z-shape 45 adapter. Yep. So I should have done my homework on this before I even started this video, but that's the way I roll. What you see is what you get. And the cartridge seems to sound pretty good. I've got a couple hours of playtime on this already. And it cleaned up rather well. Just kind of hoping to get that to stick down. I'll do something with that. I want that to stay. Because remember, boys and girls, that is simulated walnut grained base from Realistic. But it cleaned up really nice. Okay, I lucked out on this turntable in a big way. Thank you, BSR, circa 1973, 4, 5, 6. And it just cleaned up really super nice. I took the toothbrush in here and I just held it down while I turned the platter in a clockwise fashion. All that cleaned up pretty good. Marge's cigarette smoke came off pretty easily thanks to some awesome stuff. That's my favorite cleaner of all. And so now we're gonna get this out of the way, and then we're gonna move over here to the cover, the cover. And let's see here in this light if I can show you these scratches. Oh, come on. Ah, there we go. Those are some pretty nasty scratches. I don't believe I'm gonna get those out. Not in this video anyway. So you know what? Let's stop this video here. And tomorrow, because it's getting quite late on a Saturday night, so tomorrow we'll take this out on the patio and I'll start working on this. Yeah, okay, so that's what we'll do. So reconditioning the acrylic dust cover will be the next video in this. So for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. We totally lucked out by this being A, direct drive, and B, not being all gummed up in the underpinnings, or as the British would say, the underpinnings under the bonnet. Is that how that goes? And that the cartridge is good, in good condition, and it was hermetically sealed in cigarette smoke, so it kept all of this from pitting. A lot of people don't like that. I have no problem with that. I mean, as long as you got a bottle of awesome, you're good to go pretty much. So I'm really excited for cool. All right, there you go. Thanks for watching. That was the cleanup and / testing of the Realistic Lab 34. And I believe back in the day, in the mid-70s, this was like a $49 turntable, I believe. $39, $49, something like that. But I would like to see a new modern one last 46 years, 45 years, whatever this thing is. Because I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, they built this thing stout. I mean, remember back the underpinnings when we looked underneath? This thing's got some weight to it. It's a serious little unit. Okay, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Leave questions or comments down below. And stay tuned for that project.